Let's do this.
And bro watching everything. I know we feel the same way. Said Draco, Kel text 2762. I can't wait to bust it. Draco, Kel text 2762. I can't wait to bust it. And you. I can't wait to bust it.
Oh, look at this though.
Oh, I know we feel the same way.
Hey.
762. I can't wait to bust it. 762. I can't wait to bust it.
One more slide. Just to get us in the mood. One more slide. Hold on.
I be keeping my toe, never know when I'm gonna have to show. So I'm watching everything, and bro watching everything. I know we feel the same way.
Check out the harmonies though.
You go.
Ooh.
I can't wait to bust it.
Slim.
Hey,
welcome.
Nobody wants to die by violence, right?
No,
I don't think.
No.
But if my killer just sang it smooth to me,
I mean,
I'm gonna go into glory with a little grin. If I
hear a little bop, you know what I'm saying?
Buzz at you, of course.
At you. It's the ad libs for me. Ooh. That shit was fire, yeah. Ran across that. I was like, nah, we gotta lead with that. That is fire, definitely. Welcome to this week's episode of Reals&Feels. I'm your host, T Greasy, with my co-host
Janelle.
And our producer extraordinaire sounds like the Cookie Monster, aka Keek the Sneak, aka what's that old blues singer that who's that dude?
I see trees of green. Was that what you said? Was that Louis Armstrong?
Yeah, Louis. Yeah.
And I say to myself,
I'm mad because it makes it a wonderful world.
I mean, you know what I was getting at. You know. So C-May just taking some time out, giving himself some rest. I'm pretty sure he caught it from Lil Rose. Lil Rose is, and she's prime time. Give me everything. Give me every virus, bug, cold. Y'all, you breathed over here? I got it. And let me spread it amongst the entire household. That's what stage of life that baby's in, which is scary around this time because all the shit that's flying around, but then also part of the normal thing. Like this babies get sick, and so you know you kind of want them to build up their immune system. But some of the diseases that have been reintroduced to society,
real strong. Like you need that to stay outside.
Yeah,
I got a little petri dish in here. He in kindergarten. He picking up everything that anybody's putting down. We be like,
Slim, yeah, give it to me. Yeah, he's singing little Rick James in there. Give it to me.
I come in the house, he in here masked up. I be like, oh, we back on that shit again.
Yeah. Our oldest was like that. You know, she was the most incubated of the three. Gerasmo decided that was the first, so she kept her tight and didn't let her out. And now anything, you just talk to her wrong, and she might be down for 2 weeks as an adult. So yeah. So definitely don't be afraid, new parents out there, old parents out there starting your new family. They gonna get sick.
Old parents starting your new family is really shit.
I mean, that's where our generation at. You know, we at that age where your friends' kids could be 10, your friends' kids could be 30.
Yep.
Your friends' kids could be 6 months. That's where we are. That's where we are right now. I'm gonna let you start with your week recap, and then because I got a lot. I got a lot to get to. I'm gonna try to keep it brief, but I'm gonna let you get started.
My week was crazy. I'm gonna start with on the serious tip.
Okay.
I had a breakdown at work, like crying in the bathroom and shit. Cause
Whoa.
Slim, I realized it was the first time I had worn that outfit, the outfit that I was in my accident in. This was the first
Oh.
time I had worn it. And
Okay.
again, it's been about a year. I had the accident in March last year. And it was one of those days where it was going to be cold early, warm later. And I put on the same combo as that day. And the day of the accident, I had gone to my job because I had to give them the keys to my file cabinet because the checks was in there. I was like, I got to make my way in there to give it to them. And I had gone to the bathroom and I could see my left knee swollen in my pants. And it looked crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So I, got dressed at home, got got to work, chilling, got in the bathroom, and it's a full-length mirror on the back of the door. Closed the door, and it just hit me. I was like, "Oh shit, this was the trauma fit."
Oh.
And I just bust out crying.
And you
Uh,
can't put the whole trauma fit back on. You gotta break it up. You gotta.
yeah, and this was the first time I had put the full combo,
Mm-hmm.
shoes,
Everything.
everything, and I was like, "Oh, this is bad. I'm not okay." But I got myself together.
Okay. I'm
But yeah,
glad.
man.
How long did it take you needed
Oh
20,
no,
30 minutes, or
no,
was
no,
it
standard.
short little?
Like it was the kind of thing where she could be dookie, but
Oh, I just want to know if somebody had to come look for you. You know what I'm
nah,
saying?
nobody had to come look for me.
Yeah.
I,
I
I
don't want
I got
y'all.
it back.
I don't want you stuck somewhere. Somebody can't get to you.
Nah, I snapped out of it, but it was just one of those things where it was just the realization hit me, and my response was just to cry. I was like, "Oh damn."
Damn. Okay.
Um, um, and then I think it was like Tuesday when I hit y'all up in the group chat. Like, so I do this thing where songs that I hate, like with all of my soul,
Mm-hmm.
I'll go back and listen to them because I'm like, did I hate it because it was mad popular, or did I hate it because I heard it all the time, or did I hate it because it was really a bad song? So this week,
Uh-oh.
the song that was up was "If I Ruled the World," Nas and Lauryn Hill.
Oh yeah, you
And
were you were you were anti that song from the very
from the
beginning.
very beginning.
I remember that. Shit.
It occurred to me that yes, I do indeed hate that song because it's absolutely trash. Let me tell you the line that pissed me off, like had me seething. And then it made me feel sorry for Nas. But he
God
said,
damn.
and no, because it might have been, to serve the bar, but it pissed me off. This nigga said, if I ruled the world and everything in it, the sky's the limit. And I think that's the part that pissed me off because now you said the sky's the limit. There is no limit. I rule the world and everything in it. And then he says, I push a Q45 Infinite. And I said, nigga.
This was 90 what? Because let's do a deep dive right here. Nah, I'm kidding.
No, because I'm saying at that point, like I said, it might have just been to serve the bar, but don't set it up with the sky's the limit. And then you tell me some minuscule shit. Because by that time, AMG kits with the shit, everything.
I mean,
it was too much shit out here.
It was too much in Lamborghinis. You could get an Aston Martin. There's a lot of shit out there that if you saying the sky's the limit, I don't expect that I should be able to get an Infinite as well. Like, don't tell me some shit that I could go get.
I could just go get
for, right?
So yeah, as I recall, because like a song that I flipped on was Luther Vandross "Here and Now."
Okay.
And at the time that it came out, it was everybody's wedding song. It was number one for a long ass time, and I was like, "Fuck all that."
Mm-hmm.
Listen to it a couple years ago as a full formed adult. I was like, "Oh my gosh, this arrangement is amazing. The lyrics are amazing. His vocals immaculate." I was like, "I don't really hate this song. I hated the era."
Mm-hmm.
And that I couldn't escape it. So I've been doing that with other cuts. Nah, I firmly hate If I Rule the World.
That's a good idea. I can't even front. Like I have the same feeling about another Luther song, the remake that he made. Don't you remember? What's the name? Superstar.
Superstar.
I
Yeah.
hated that song as a kid, but
Uh-huh.
now I'm bumping that shit like it just came out.
Yes.
Totally different appreciation for that song. Yeah.
Yeah. So I like, I want to authentically know if I hate a cut.
Okay. I
Note
like
to
this
self,
exercise.
I authentically hate If I Rule the World. Um, got dope ass news, man. I often talk about my niece. Some might even say I sweat her. Mm, you know,
Okay.
that's fair.
That's good shit.
My girl's on the dean's list, right? And that's
Wait a
doable,
minute.
right?
Hold on. She's still in high school, right?
Well, she's concurrently enrolled to get her associate's
Talk that
degree.
shit. Let the people know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So she's going to be graduating with honors from high school as well as getting her associate's degree in May. And she's got a full-time job and she's killing everything, right? Like,
Okay.
but outside of achieving in that way, she's a dope human being, you know. So I get the news that she hit the dean's list. Okay, I got to break you off something.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Go, go do a little something. She hits me back. She's like, "Thank you so much, Auntie. I appreciate it. I love you." I'm like, "Girl, I'm proud of you. You're the best." Woo, woo. We go
Mm-hmm.
back and forth. And then she follows up with another text like 10 minutes later that concerned me a little bit. She said, "Just be ready. Prom and my graduations are coming up. We going crazy." So, so I said, wait a minute. We're going crazy as it because she's already laid out the foundation of what what she what she's expecting with prom.
Choppers.
But it's it's just Lamborghini trucks. Y'all ain't even seen it yet, you know. But we might be at Teterboro. I don't know. I don't know if she's gonna finish out the lyrics. I don't know if she's gonna finish out the song. But I just, I don't carry debt. I don't carry credit card debt. If I use my credit card, I'm trying to build up points and shit, but I pay it off at the end of the month. I might go into debt for this little girl.
That's real shit.
I might. Okay, but look though, she don't listen to the show because it's old head shit, and she be like, "Yeah, Auntie, I
Okay.
guess."
Yeah. Get it.
But her mom does. So I'm gonna say this, okay? Your baby girl, I'm not gonna let her bawl till she falls.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to facilitate her bawling until she needs to lay down, though. I'm gonna facilitate a level of bawling where when she needs to rest, because her mom be like,
Okay.
"Come on, Jay, like you doing too much," and I'm like, "I hear you, but that's my role,
Right.
that's what I'm supposed to do." So I just want to give moms a heads up. The bawling will be extreme, but she will not fall.
You hear that?
Yes.
Did you hear that, Mom?
This is for you.
This is for you.
The bawling will be extreme.
Yes.
She will not fall.
All right.
She will need electrolytes and plenty of rest.
Yes.
But she will not fall from the level of bawling.
I love it.
Rest
I love
easy.
it. Yeah. Auntie's got it from here.
Yeah.
Don't you worry.
Don't worry.
Don't you worry. You handle what you handling. Auntie's got the rest from here.
Yeah.
Is basically what you're saying. I
told me
fuck with it.
She's like, "We going crazy." I'm like, "Damn, prom and 2 graduations, and she got a trip right after the." Okay. And we got to set up her apartment when she go. All right.
I do appreciate the list of items being set early because I did my first wave of gifts, but I feel like a second wave might be in order. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I have to get the second wave of gifts out to the niece. Yeah, she is dope. She's super dope, and
Yeah, man.
it's just like a great personality, a great kid, and you wanna shower her with joy and gifts. However
Absolutely.
you have whatever your love language is, you want to shower her with it. So shout out to niece.
Yeah, man.
My nieces came by, or we had a weekend with the nieces. I'll start with this. I love my nieces. I'm
Uh-oh.
gonna lead
You
with
leading with
love.
love.
Absolutely. And T Boom knows this. I try not to surprise her too much, but I also it's like when the drop off occurred, I'm giving her little tidbits of information on how the visit went and all that stuff. And it's also like my little meter of what can I say? Based on T Boom's response, I'm like, okay, I can get all my jokes off. All right. So we met up for dinner. The youngest niece, her youngest daughter, AJ. We'll go with AJ. We'll call her AJ. That's fine. AJ's birthday was earlier this week, and so we met up for dinner. AJ is one of those that you already know that she's going to be the one that celebrates her birthday all month. It might be all spring. It might be her birthday to Easter.
Okay.
Is how it sounds. Like her birthday is very early in the month, but she might be the one that's on Instagram telling everybody it's birthday season.
Yes.
Like the entire spring season is her birthday. So they had dinner on her birthday. We had another dinner Friday evening. Right. And then her sister's birthday is in 2 weeks. And you can't tell her that's not her birthday too. So she's got guests coming to that party in a couple of weeks. So it's AJ's birthday season. Okay. And so what AJ wanted Friday evening was oysters. And this is not a normal ask for a kid that's
I know how old she Dinosaur nuggets, no. Oysters, seafood tower.
Yes. And that's my girl. Like just based off of taste alone, and like restaurant shit, like that's my homie, right? Now the other niece is my homie for a whole nother reason, but she'll come. Like we went to breakfast the next day, and she took one look at the menu and said grilled cheese. This is not AJ. This is not AJ at all. AJ's like, oyster Rockefeller. Like, the fuck are we talking about? I want oysters, and I want half a dozen by myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, so as we're at dinner, like everybody's having their own conversation. Shout out to our cousins from Denver. They brought their daughter out around their age. So the girls are having their own conversation. And I'm ear hustling like a motherfucker. Like the adults are having conversations. I'm ear hustling over there. I'm not too interested. But AJ's conversation, holy smokes. You get all the tea, okay? AJ's talking to the little cousin and is like, yo, I think her mom said, "Hey, you can only have 2. You never try it first, see if you like it, but let's not overreact. We didn't order it, so you can only have 2." And so AJ's looking at her like, "You only eating 2?" And so she says, "Mom said I can only have 2." And she said, "Well, it's my birthday, so I'm gonna have as many as I want." And little cuz says, "Yeah, that makes sense. Okay." But you could tell she really wanted some more oyster Rockefeller. And so me and Gerasmo, we ordered 2. We realized, it was too much for me. So I say, little cuz, you can have the rest. It's cool. Oh, thank you, thank you. So further along in the conversation, I hear AJ say, "Well, I didn't bring any of my money with me, but I think my mom or my aunties are going to pay for all of this. But if they need some money, I can get it. I have like over $1,000 in my bank account. How much money do you have in your bank account?" Who is having this conversation? This is not sub 10-year-old conversation at all.
Yeah, it is.
It is?
Yes. For her, was she a Pisces?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So then she goes, so So little cuz is like,
Bank
I'm
account.
$1,000. And AJ proceeds, yeah. I was in an accident. That's how I got $1,000 in my bank. Have you been in an accident? Wait a minute.
Have you filed a claim?
Have you filed a claim? Because if you file a claim,
Do you
then
have
you
a
can have
settlement?
money. Right. Yo, when I tell you the conversation was crazy, it was bananas. So, fast forward through all that. Dinner was amazing. We had good company. We shared laughs. Everybody had a good time, right? Mom came dressed like a leprechaun again. I don't know what she's doing. Yeah, when she was here Sunday, she came down in an all green outfit. The wig is red and black shoes. What am I supposed to do? And then she pops up Friday
A
evening.
message is being sent. You just need to pick up what she's putting down.
I'm about to follow her ass. I'm taking her pot of gold. Whatever the fuck she's on right now. Because that was Monday. Friday evening, would you guess she has another Nike suit that's all green? Different shade of green, but still green. With the red, like she's still in this red hairpiece. So I'm not even, I'm not gonna say like it's cute on her. But when you put on a green outfit and you have the red wig top and
It
you're
says one
sub
thing.
5 and you're you might be 5 feet, you know what I'm saying? It sends a message. And then it's so evident and so clear because I live in a neighborhood where people decorate for the season. So I'm driving past houses where there's leprechauns and fucking clover leaves and shit. And I'm just like, yo, Mom got really chill for somebody who really tries to kidnap her. Like she can't be out here in all these different variations of green outfits. Like motherfuckers is taking this shit seriously this year. For some fucking reason, St. Patrick's Day is lit this year down in Georgia. So she's got to be very careful about where she wears these outfits to. But back to the nieces. They proceeded all weekend to roast me on my music taste. Fine. They're at that age now.
Yeah, generation thing.
It's a generation thing. They talk about how I hear how one of the conversations. You know how you hear a song over and over. Mind you, they've only been in my car twice. The ride home from the restaurant, and then we're now headed to breakfast the next day. I had the same playlist shuffle.
But it's over. Somehow it's over and
Somehow
over. And over.
I'm listening to the song over and over again. And you know how you hear a song, AJ, and you just hear it over and over again and you get tired of it? And AJ responds, yes, like this one. And I said, and they in my good ear. Like my left ear is shot. But my right ear, I'm hearing all the backseat conversation. Then I fuck with the Wiggins' latest album, Tough. There's a song on there called Sao Paulo. I think it's the reference to the city in Brazil, and it's an amazing song, but it is different. It's got a very international vibe to it, right? I hear it, I turn it up instantly. Me and Gerasmo are grooving. The song goes off, and AJ comments, well, that was weird. That's it. Okay.
Y'all get the fuck out the car for real.
For real. Like I'm almost at that. Like I'm working on my patience. Like the therapist told me that kids like require a level of patience. And not that I haven't been around or raised the set or helped raise the set, but I ain't had to deal with that age in a minute. So I'm having to tap into some old therapy work that I did and try to figure out how to talk to these two youngins without cussing them out. Cause like my first, like I'm like you last week, like, yo, check this out. Cause y'all could walk to fucking Cracker Barrel. Like, what the fuck are we doing? What if like you ain't gonna keep roasting everything I do? But it was all jokes, and I kept it light, and I just reminded myself, okay, they kids, and that's just what they do, right? Back to AJ for a second. AJ comes, T-Boom tells Gerasmo, I tried to get her to pack other clothes. She just wouldn't. I said, oh boy.
That's an ill start. Because now when you open the bag, it's like,
oh boy. And she's super excited about spending the night. So she wants me to lay out her outfit for the morning. Like I pull out, I said, oh, this is formal wear. AJ, there's heels in here. Like you got high heels with shimmery rhinestones on them. And not high heels, but like little kitty pumps.
kid
You know what I'm
heels,
saying?
kid pumps, yes.
Little kitty pumps and a formal dress. Babe, you know we're going to Cracker Barrel. Like we're not going to one of these joints with a grass wall or nothing like that. Like
The folks are coming outside to see her. Because it's her birthday.
The older sister, older niecey poo, sweatsuit, sneakers. Me and Gerasmo, casual hoodie, sneakers. AJ, pumps, coat with a fur hood.
Of course,
it was bananas. We were not all going to the same thing. So that's the type of personality little AJ has. She's all about presentation and looking nice. Tights, had to hike those. I had to show her how to hike those up. She was a little disheveled coming out of the room because she was like, "I'm ready," and I was like, "No, you're not. You got to roll these, baby. You can't have them up by your ankles."
Tights.
The little dress had a slip in it. That was the shovel. Like, let's straighten you out. I don't want you out here looking lumpy and frumpy. You know. Yeah, man, they roasted me. I decided after our trip to breakfast to take them on a mini shopping spree. Went to one of the box stores and told them, "Hey, go for it." AJ, this is expensive. Everything she picked up. Oh, can I? Is this okay? I said, yeah, it's fine. Yeah. Her sister just bawling, just big. She just big shit. She can't even carry it. I was like, Auntie, is this? No, you pause. You pause. You need to talk to your sister and figure out the budget plan she's on because you can get more of these if you follow her. But no, it was cool. Yeah, they got little snacks. We came back, painted, and then I said, "I'm gonna wash the car. The weather is real nice. Let's spend some time outside. We're not just gonna be inside. We're not just gonna do the screen things. Like Gerasmo is anti kids just come over and they deal with their iPads and shit. No, we're gonna do some shit." So Gerasmo set up the painting and that shit for them. I said, "Auntie's let's go outside. I'm gonna wash the car." I bought them. The big ball display at the store still work for anybody out there.
That still big effective marketing tool.
Hell yeah. And it's $2.50. It's not as expensive as my parents made it seem. Sorry, Ma, that was some bullshit. I could have had 20 of the balls.
Don't let me have that motherfucking ball.
The big bin of balls, you really could have you could have shut me up with about two every time I went in there and just let me pick out one of the big balls for like $3. Balls. And it worked. And like if you still have kids, shout out to T Boom and my brother-in-law for encouraging the kids to go outside because they wanted to go. Like it was fun for them to go outside, to kick the ball around, to play. And all that shit, like kids don't do that shit. So that was cool. That was cool to see that little bit of nostalgia still in them. Like, yeah, I want to go outside and play. Like, so they were playing. I was in the car, and then I'm starting to bend, and I said, "Wait a minute, hold up.
Why am I doing this?
My nieces are the perfect height for these wheels." Hey, you want to help, Auntie?
Because you gotta size it, you gotta make it sound fun,
right? I'm like, can y'all just handle the wheels? I'm about to fuck my back up. Like, hey, you on the metal part, and you follow her and spray the tire wet, and we could. Okay, aunties. What? We about to do that every visit. So I put them down on that. They painted. I bought them each a Rubik's Cube, and then I wind up playing with it the majority of the rest of the day. It befuddled me. It got me. I gotta go get one. I gotta get one. Yeah. It's the bane of my existence. I've never solved one without cheating. So I'm ready to try this again. Yeah. So that's what I'm doing today after the show. Going to get me a Rubik's Cube. Older niece bought some type of hatchling toy.
Okay.
It comes in a big ass egg.
Mm.
You take the egg out the box, you sit it down on a flat surface, and you press a button, and it starts to rock and shake. Smoke starts to come from it. And then you hear this baby something on the inside gooing and guying and making all this noise. And then the egg starts to crack. And once the egg starts to crack, you start peeling all of the shit off of it, and it hatches into whatever animal. Like, it's a surprise. They are getting these kids with surprise toys. Have you been to the section where there's like little balls in a box and it's like you don't know what you're getting?
Yes.
Pause.
Yes. Many times with balls in a box, you do not know what you're getting. But yeah.
And they get my oldest niece all the time with that shit. So something hatched out of this egg, and now she's got to nurture it and take care of it. And,
why do you want to engage in more but like the number one son and little one, at Christmas I got them these, like, they ended up they're dinosaur eggs, and they bust out, and
same premise, same fucking premise. This shit shaking and rocking, and now you got chores now. Like,
now you got some shit to do.
Yeah, like, what are we doing? Who said this was fun?
It's like how they set us up with baby dolls and shit when we were younger. You got shit that you gotta feed, and then you gotta change the. Why
no, the fuck
hot?
I don't. Yeah,
doing this.
Fuck, I didn't know. I was real early on that. I was like, this some bull. I gotta. Yo, big bro, where's that truck at? Like, I'd rather go vroom vroom. You know what I'm saying?
This is hard labor. What the fuck are we talking about?
We're not doing that. One more thing about AJ, and then I'll wrap it up. Actually, two more things. AJ asked Ron Gerasmo about her holding my hand, and said, "Do you do that often?" And Gerasmo said, "Yes." And so AJ says, "You like to touch?" I said, "She's a Neil." I'm sorry, brother-in-law. That is certified Neil behavior right there. Yeah.
You like to touch?
You like to touch? I said, that's my girl right there. That's it. Big niece asked me how much money I spent on the house. Said it had to be millions.
Oh wow!
I said not millions, but it was pretty expensive. And then she proceeded to tell me and display with her behaviors how I wasn't in charge and that I didn't own the house. I might have paid for it.
Damn shame that you bought the house.
Right. So, I got dissed every way you could think.
You have no authority.
None.
The $1 million house.
No. I got dissed in every way imaginable. I upon drop off, I tell T Boom, she's like, "Good work, girls." And yeah, you came home with gifts and you roasted her.
Everything was accomplished.
Everything I wanted to happen happened on this trip. Yeah. See you again.
My sister's self-esteem is diminished. Good job.
I was like,
she's
damn,
a broken woman. Good.
Yeah. And then the dog got in on the act. Yo, Grizzlies usually, you greet him, you hug him up, and then he goes on about his business. Mm-hmm. He was on something else last night. I said, "Oh, all three of y'all on some bullshit. You acting just like your sisters right now. Like, what the fuck is going on?" And he just smiling. and tested me every chance he could. I'm like, Slim, let me get out of here, yeah. Something's going on. I don't know if the moon is on retrograde with Gatorade or what the fuck is going on, yeah.
Retrograde
I don't
with
know what.
Gatorade.
Slim. It was a wild weekend,
Yep.
but that was my recap of the week. My job is still my job. I'm
Okay.
very thankful to have one. Excuse me for that. Allergies is kicking my ass. I was outside. I don't know why. Pollen is pollinating. I decided to wash my car. I don't know why. I usually go through the car wash, but I wanted to, like I said, I wanted to get the kids out and make sure we got some fresh air. But now I'm suffering. So I apologize that probably sounded gross to the audio listeners, but that's what happens when I go and try to breathe oxygen in the springtime.
Okay.
Anything else you want to touch on before we jump into the touchy subject, or
No.
yeah? All right, let's get it. Let's get to the
Yeah.
touchy subject.
So, what are you holding on to that's holding you back?
Ooh, what am I holding on to that's holding me back? There's a fear that I have of being in a leadership role at work. Ties right into the job thing. I know at my current position, I'm probably there's not a ton of room for growth. Like there's no I think there might be one more title change I could possibly get, but in order for me to see some real growth and some real financial difference or increase in salary, I need to lead people. And I'm for some reason that's a little bit of a blocker for me.
Okay.
And I think I'd be good at it, which is crazy, but I'm still scared of it, I feel like I help the people I need to help when I can. I feel like I can explain things well when I'm prepared, but I just can't. I that fear is just it's paralyzing sometimes. So that's one thing I think is holding me back.
Damn, I think that's tough because I think you would be an excellent people leader. But we'll get into that later. For me, it's doubt, and I've often, excuse me, I've often churched it up like overthinking because that sounds a little better, but really the process that I go through in this quote unquote overthinking is really just me servicing doubt. And it's affected my personal relationship. I can't have the kind of breakthrough that I want to because I have these doubts. And I'm the type of person where logically I understand that in life there are no guarantees. In theory, that sounds good, but I want the comfort of guarantees. And you can't have that with people. Um, and it's paralyzing because it could be really sweet. It could be. But I can't turn off the part of my brain that says it could go bad. It could go really south.
Yeah.
And so I find myself again like you, paralyzed. I'm stuck here. I'm right here. And I'm not exploring and experiencing life on the grand scale that I probably could because the loop is, but what if?
Yep. Same. Yep.
So that's going to be my mission from here until my birthday. I use my birthday as the marker for a lot of things. So this is what I'm working towards by that time to remove some doubts that I have that I can't control. the outcome of these things.
Mm-hmm.
I just gotta free myself. So that is the mission for these next few months. Me
I
trying to
think
free myself.
I'm gonna do that too, man. I'm gonna do that too because the reality is, I had a really good one-on-one with my direct supervisor, and let's be clear, I've been kind of silent on my job, and that's not to say that the people are amazing. The people that I work with that work for the company have been amazing. I've had issues with external players, and I've had issues with sometimes the communication um, within, but not necessarily with my team. My team
Mhm.
is amazing. The people that I work with are amazing. My boss is amazing. So I feel super comfortable having those hard conversations with him, and he, you know, provides excellent feedback. Um, and so just having those type of conversations, I feel like I'm probably in the best space to try to make the jump.
Mhm.
It's just, and if I talk to somebody seriously about it, I need to be in the place where I feel confident, and I'm not there yet. So
Mm.
I'm with you. I need to feel confident in my presentation of wanting to take that next step. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's something to work on. I'm with you. I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna work on that. Not try. I will work on that and get there.
All
That's good
right.
shit. Good shit. All right, let's get into some jive news. I wanted to touch base. I wanted to kind of regroup on the Gene Hackman and his wife situation because we got some more information. And this just seems like a myriad of wild events. Yeah, like I think the majority of us was kind of thinking carbon dioxide or something like that. No, it was like a series of wild events. And when Rosmo hit me to what happened, we had a whole conversation about, the presence of mind. And oh, that seems so sad. And in my head, I was like, actually, is it?
Wait a minute.
Give me no. Let me let me land. Let me get.
Are you
Let me.
about to fuck me up?
I might. But I'm just saying. I don't think it was the worst scenario.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. The causes of death for Gene Hackman, who was 95, and his wife Betsy Arakawa, I hope I said that right, who was 65, were revealed at a Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office on Saturday, March 8th. So, Dr. Heather Gerald of New Mexico chief medical examiner announced that Arakawa died from a hantavirus pulmonary syndrome, a severe respiratory illness caused by viruses that are transmitted to humans through contact with infected rodents. Her exact time of death is not known, but she was last seen on the 11th of February. Gene Hackman died of hypertensive and atherosclerotic cardiovascular disease, according to information gathered from his pacemaker. He likely died on the 18th of February. The doctor explained that he was in an advanced state of Alzheimer's, and it is quite possible he was not aware that she was deceased. The couple were found dead in their Santa Fe home on the 26th. The cause of death for Xena, a Keppel mix, had not been determined. That was the dog. But my understanding is that the dog had some type of procedure and probably was in need of some medication. That's speculation, but was probably in need of some medication or some type of food or something. But if the wife passed first from this virus that is rare and only affects a certain percentage of folks, Gene Hackman's walking around with Alzheimer's,
Do nothing with the dog.
can't do nothing with the dog, probably doesn't even remember he has a dog, probably doesn't remember he has a wife, probably doesn't feed himself. Because if you have any relationship with people who are suffering with Alzheimer's, they can forget to feed themselves, which probably put his heart at stress, which probably led to the cardiovascular event. Gerard's was explaining this to me, and she's like overwhelmed, like she's almost overwhelmed with emotion. She's like, "Oh my gosh, it's so sad. It's just so sad." And I said, "Well, if I'm Gene Hackman, do I know it's sad? Or did I just go out?" You know what I'm saying? Like, I have no recollection of any of the shit in here. I might be okay with that type of death. Is all I'm saying. Think about it. People say, the people would love to go out. Like you say, you want to go out on vacation. Like you want to be doing somewhere fun. You want to be somewhere funning it up.
Yeah. Doing
Most
something
people say,
appropriate for my age.
right. Most people say, "Oh, take me in my sleep." It's the most peaceful way. Alzheimer's might be the second most peaceful way. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I'm just saying, like, I try to be sensitive, but
Do
also
you?
thinking about. I mean, think about it from the victim's perspective. Like, I know it could go wrong. As you could be somewhere you don't know, you could be scared. I understand that. Or you could be somewhere you don't know, it happens, and you don't know. Like I'm just trying to say,
I
like,
feel
there's
you.
other ways around. There's other ways to look at it.
I feel you. A couple things though. If the wife went to glory on the 11th or 12th or something like that, that's a few days
Oh yeah.
of a carbon-based entity
Mm-hmm.
decomposing on the
Joe.
scene. Now, I don't know the layout of their crib. I don't know where the bathroom was and where he functioned was.
Mm-hmm.
That might have gone crazy. But I'm with you though. I don't think he felt the grief of losing the loved
Yeah.
one.
Exactly.
And with that, I understand. And I don't think that he missed out on living a proper life.
It's 95.
You're 95, homie. And yeah, it just sounds
It
sounds a
sounded
little
nuts.
wild when you like might be.
It might have been the perfect scenario, is all I'm saying.
Okay. I do feel for the dog though.
Absolutely. The dog that was left behind, yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I feel bad for the maintenance folks that had to just, you going on week 2 of not seeing any familiar faces, and this dog is still outside. Like, it's certain things that, I feel for whoever made the discovery. I feel for the family. I had a lot of people, not a lot. I didn't see a lot of comments asking about their family. Where was it? Going 2 weeks without hearing from somebody? Wouldn't somebody call it? And I'm thinking to myself, I've gone months without reaching out to someone.
Jeez.
That's not uncommon for me.
That's
so
not
I
crazy,
don't.
yeah.
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't sound crazy to me to go 2 weeks without talking to somebody, because the type of personality I am, I might need 2 weeks to just sit with myself and be, with myself. But my family does have the comfort of knowing that I'm not here by myself. You know what I'm saying? I still feel like if we were alone, then that would be, if I was alone, then that would be a concern. But you have faith that you have your spouse and somebody that loves you with you. It doesn't sound crazy that his kids, if they have some, wouldn't have called in 2 weeks. That doesn't sound crazy to me.
Yeah. But it also, when people talk about, oh yeah, you got to get with somebody because you don't want to die alone. Understand this. It don't matter what kind of scenario you set up in your life.
It's a falsity.
The potential of just dying alone is always there.
It's high. It's high.
It's always there.
We're gonna break each other's hearts eventually. I told Charles about that. Yeah, like one of us is gonna have to deal with it.
Yeah, somebody's gonna be devastated, and somebody might. I just might be in the bathroom and go out. And I'm not gonna sit there in them last moments like, but I did everything. I got me somebody. I supposed to be surrounded by loved ones. No, nigga, you're dying now.
Yeah.
Period.
And the older you get, the bathroom is the most dangerous motherfucking place in the world to be. I'm considering never washing my hair in the shower again. There's a lot of things that I want to remove from the bathroom in order to maintain my safety. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm about to be on the schedule with my stylist because the conditioner on the floor. What? why am I putting myself in these situations? And my wife is a heavy sleeper. I'm up at 4:30 in the morning getting ready for work. She can't wake up 9 and see me laid across like
Love.
nah, certain things that I just won't do. When I know I won't wash my hair unless she's up. Like I need somebody to be aware to hear the crash. You know?
I remember my last place. I lived alone, me and my cat, and I had a slip in the tub. And the way my bathroom was configured, it's like the only outcome is me falling through this plastic liner, busting my head on the toilet, dying, and my cat eating my soft tissue. So only thing is my cat gonna survive off my eyeballs or whatever she
Yeah.
I'm gonna be buck naked wrapped in plastic dead.
Yeah.
and that's how bad, like, my bathroom here is larger, so it's not a guaranteed if I fall out of the tub that I'm gonna bust my head, but if I fall inside the tub,
It's a wrap.
it's a
It's a
wrap.
wrap. Yeah, it's scary. And as some of y'all who are a little bit younger, as you age and you start doing moves like you trip and you protect yourself from falling, and now you're injured for 2 weeks, or like you stub your toe and that don't heal quite like it used to, or you got a bruise and that shit stand longer than it's supposed to. You start picking up a lot of this shit. Like my cousin hit the group chat recently and said, y'all need to go to the doctor. And my initial response was, nigga, I've been telling you that since you hit
Yeah.
30. Now you in your 40s and had something happen that in which you had to really tighten up on that shit. But I've been trying to tell you that since you hit 30, like this ain't no fucking game, yo. We don't have the best eating habits within our family. We don't typically share a lot of our health concerns. We're trying to open that. I love the fact that he hit the group chat and said, hey,
Right.
this is what's been going on. I'm not going to share everything that he went through, but this is what's been going on. Y'all take it seriously, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, my initial response was, you did the same thing I tried to tell you not to do, was wait for something to happen. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But yes, check it. Like you, as you get older, like that sprain, that little funny bone shit, don't all that shit hit different. Your fucking
Mhm.
hand fall asleep, you might be out. You might be out of work. Let
Yeah,
my hand fall asleep.
you
Yeah.
gotta take every tingle seriously. Yeah,
Yes.
that's real shit. Yeah.
Yeah. I had to, I'm finding my specialists and shit down here, and went to get the mammogram this week and all that shit. Like it's a pain in the ass. It is frustrating. It's time consuming, but you gotta what's important? What's important to you? Finding out early and being able to do something about it, or finding out too late and you chasing some mystery date that never existed for you.
Mhm.
So definitely get all your scans, whatever's age appropriate for you. Hell, even if it's not age appropriate and you feel something, tell the doctor to check it out anyway. You don't have to wait till the age. You
Yeah.
can ask and you can tell them what's going on with you, and they may have to speed up some of those scans for you. So,
And you may have to pay out of pocket, but
and you might have to pay out of
it's
pocket.
worth it.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
because since I can't bank on the asteroid or some extinction level event. While I'm here, I want to be as able-bodied as possible, because really being able-bodied is temporary. If
Mhm.
you live long enough, you're gonna become disabled in some way. Um, so yeah, that's the drive for me, to try to stay healthy, try to, you know, keep some muscle mass on me, keep my range of motion together,
Yep.
because hey, if Imma be here, I don't wanna be here fucked up.
You can start stretching. Oh, look, we uncles and aunties out here. If you don't have a regular routine, if you're not doing any type of cardio or going to the gym, at least start stretching. Yeah. That can save you a lot. Lower back, legs,
Mhm.
knees, arms, all of that shit. Just doing a quick little 15, 20-minute stretch. They got apps out there. Some of them are free. YouTube is free for a lot of like. There's little
Yeah.
beginner stretches out there. Your hips, slim. Your hips will tighten up, and your hips will lie. Shakira said hers don't, but yours will.
And you don't ever want to break one, because that's
No.
a strong indicator of where your health is overall. And a lot of people don't live much longer after breaking a hip.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right,
That took a turn.
It did, didn't it? I'm gonna fly through some of this Jai news. Dysentery cases rise in Portland metro area, health department reports. So dysentery is on the rise in Portland metro area according to recent data. It's also known as shigellosis dysentery. It is a highly contagious bacterial disease that can cause fever, cramps, vomiting, and diarrhea. It is spread very easily from person to person when someone gets fecal matter from an infected person into their mouth. There's a lot to think about. And you
It's
might
the
be
curse of the
thinking,
Oregon Trail, man.
if you might be thinking, there's like, this sounds crazy. I'll never have somebody else's fecal matter in my mouth. However, we give each other our phones all the time. And where do you use a lot of people spend a lot of time on the toilet with their phones in their hands. It sounds gross. It's disgusting when you think about it in that way. But if people flush and don't close the lid, hell, even if they do close the lid, there's still fecal matter, spraying all over the bathroom. If you're not careful, this can happen. It's not as rare as you think it is. And the next time somebody wants to show you something dope on IG, I usually put my hands in my pocket. is my suggestion. So,
But real shit though, I am surprised. Like, it's a conversation that I had at work where I learned that it's people don't always close the lid when they flush, and that's crazy to me. That's been a rule for me in my household forever.
Slim. Same.
But yeah, people people live nasty. We are in an era where we saw during the COVID initial stages, people had to be reminded to A, wash their hands.
Yep.
B, wash them for a significant amount of time. So assume people are nasty. That's number one.
100%.
And so it take one time a person going to the bathroom, wiping themselves and not handling the business properly, and then they go pick up a sandwich or they hand So fecal matter in your mouth is a thing, but
Pause. Is it a pause? I don't know what to pause.
But we should. It just goes to show that there's a hygiene deficiency. When you think about how polio gets transmitted, and polio is on the rise, when you think about how dysentery gets transmitted, dysentery is on the rise, assume folks are nasty and move accordingly.
Yeah. I told you I was watching Yellowstone, right? So Gerasmo and I completely caught up on Yellowstone. And that's current day. And so we decided to go back because Taylor Sheridan has a whole rack of these joints. And so he's going back and telling the original story in 1883. So the opening scene, family died. Like, my man comes home and his wife and daughter have smallpox. Maybe 3 episodes later, don't drink from that water, you'll get dysentery. Like, it's shit like this is from the 1800s. Shit that went away with hygiene and best practices and people figuring out through science how to prevent this shit from happening. And we gotta do better. Yeah.
So when you see them podcasts where niggas is talking about, no, just taking showers every day is just performative, and of course I don't wash my legs or feet. I just let the water.
You
peep
do
that shit.
I'm telling you, I see
that
you.
Shit.
And the next time the J session starts up, I'm Jade. I'm single. I have my own. We're not passing. I'm good on that. I'm not passing nobody nothing, and nobody needs to pass me nothing. I will come with my own road my way with my saliva, less because I don't do so like it's shit that we took risk in the 90s. Yeah, we took a lot of risk in the 90s, but we had our shots. You know,
There's that. Yeah.
we had our shots, and we were, you know, to at least for me, I washed my hands and did what I needed to do. Like this shit is crazy. Let's take a look at the number of cases in 2017, just to give you guys some perspective. 7 years ago, there were 19 cases. Now they're 158. And while that doesn't sound like a whole lot of people, it shouldn't be going up.
No.
That's the concern. So it went up in 2018, went down in 2019, skyrocketed in 2020. But because of COVID and the practices that were enforced in 2021 and 2022, we saw lower numbers. And then it shoots back up in 2023 when everybody thinks it's safe again. So, yes, to Miss Janelle's point, people are nasty. Assume they are. Wash your hands. Keep your hands sanitized. Whatever you were doing, I haven't stopped a lot of it. The mask wearing, you know, I did stop that. But as far as my washing my hand practices before I even touch anything that's going in my mouth, it just seems like a no-brainer to me. Like I'm at work, and before we go downstairs to the eatery to get our shit, I'm like, I gotta run to the bathroom, and I'm saying, okay, we'll wait for you by the elevator. I'm thinking to myself, you're not. Okay.
Y'all not on the same mission?
That's fine.
Okay.
No, I don't want to taste your chips. We're good. Let me see what we can get into here. Nick Cannon facing multi-million-dollar back claim for child support for his and Mariah Carey's 13-year-old twins after deadbeat dad dodged payments. This is a shock to me. This goes against everything I heard people telling me about Nick and all the kids, and saying that if he can afford it and if he can support them, then why not have all the kids? But this doesn't seem like he's doing. It doesn't feel like he's paying what he's supposed to be paying for these kids. So Nick Cannon has happily skated on paying any official child support for his 13-year-old twins with superstar Mariah Carey in the nearly 10 years since they divorced. But Radar Online can reveal the now cash-strapped songbird is looking for that to change. Quote, Nick's gotten away from keeping his cash in his pockets. Gotten away with keeping his cash in his pocket, but Mariah is ready for him to start paying up. The comedian and TV host, 44, has proven to be one of Tinseltown's most prodigious. How do you say that?
I don't know. I'm not looking at it.
Oh, prodigious. Prodigious baby makers, siring 9 children with 5 different women since splitting with Carey. Yet he said he's managed to avoid paying any court-sanctioned child support for his 11 kids and doesn't even dole out a monthly allowance to Carey or any of his other baby mamas. Cannon said there's never been something that one of the mothers or children have asked for that they didn't receive. Up until now, Cannon has apparently been left off the hook by Carey for son Moroccan and daughter Monroe, in part because her earnings long dwarfed his with her 19 number 1 hits, second only to the Beatles. But another source revealed that Carey's place at the top of the charts has been taken over by the likes of Taylor Swift. You know, time goes on, Sabrina Carpenter, whatever. She still spends money like she did when she was a pop music reigning queen, you know, which is devastating if you really think about it. Carey has reportedly taken out $18 million in loans against her $30 million New York City penthouse. She is also said to have spent more than $1 million a month on frills, excluding $100,000 on flowers, a $10,000 session for hair and makeup. Mariah has pretty much let Nick slide on child support all these years, but times have changed. There's 2 things going on. Mariah's got to control it because nothing that she's producing new is hitting the charts and allowing her to recoup the money that she's doling out on a monthly basis. Another insight I'm getting is I understand now why she does so much rollout for the Christmas tune every year, because that is still her biggest revenue generator. And then 3, what the fuck, Nick? I thought you were paying child support. Like, What the fuck is going on?
First of all, when I read this article, I hated it because it screamed anti-black. Don't talk like, okay, he's got a rack of kids. Don't talk about him siring kids. And while her spending might be out of control, don't call Mariah cash strapped. Because if I can borrow $18 million against my $30 million property, I'm not cash strapped per se, but I might need to
Scale
rein
back.
some things in.
Right.
But also, I don't give a fuck. And this is for people who, might net 30 million a year, might net 300. Two people
100%.
brought them kids through.
Mhm.
And for him to say, anytime any of the mothers have asked for anything, first of all, nobody should have to ask you for anything. They're living and requiring things and having needs 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. So you are skating by with all of them if, oh, we don't have an agreement in place, but when they ask for something, I give it to them. No, fuck that. Because somebody is doing the day to day and taking care of the maintenance of these kids at all times. And when you have as many children and as many mothers, it is prudent to have a scheduled setup where you are doling out payments, because sometimes you just got to get shit done as a parent. And I didn't call and ask you. And then that happens 2 or 3 more times. And you're not doing your fair share. So all of this, yeah, we cool and everything. And this is not me saying every time people who are not married have children, somebody got to run to the child support thing. But in a situation like this, child support is a necessary entity because you are not doling out time equally. You are not doling out resources equally for that many mothers and that many children. I don't give a fuck what you're talking about. You can't do it. You can't be doing it. So let something automatically at least be going to these people, because resources are needed at all times.
It's such a scapegoat too, to use that as your cover, because just hearing it over the past 6 or 7 years ago, when him having all these kids was all over the blogs and all over social media, it was a pass for a lot of people to defend him and say, oh shit, yeah, he said they're not in the need for anything. Anytime they ask for anything, they get it. And in that statement, we were left to assume that payments are being made. At least I did. And I think I'm not alone in that assumption, that people pretty much thought, oh, he's got some type of agreement, at least with all of these women, that he's going to be supporting and taking care, or help to take care of these kids. But this sounds like you got to file some paperwork. And if I'm not Mariah, if I'm one of the other ones that ain't got, however much equity in my penthouse to borrow against, I'm looking at Mariah asking for this and being like, okay, yeah, it's time to file. What state is this? Like,
Absolutely.
yeah, it's time. Because if
Yeah.
Mariah is asking for it, and here
Yeah.
I am, 5-digit woman or 6-digit woman, I'm only bringing in 6. Like, oh no, nigga, yeah, you gotta, and I'm seeing you hosting the mask and the mask dancer and all this shit, you all over the TV. Nah, Slim, you gotta come out for some of that dough.
We need a schedule because life don't stop. The bills, water, food, it don't stop. Mariah's kids are getting older. Crazy as it sounds, you need more resources. More shit is
Oh
happening.
yeah, oh yeah.
So here, yeah, you need to kick in.
Pretty sure they need therapy at this point. All of the children. But when you get to this age and you start to, you're going through these changes, you're a preteen, you're understanding your body, and now you're starting to piece together, oh my gosh, I got this many half siblings. And pretty sure we need to have more in-depth conversations around this time about what healthy relationships are, what my father is doing, how do I interpret that, all of that shit. Like, people think about, they're not even thinking about that part. You know what I'm saying? Like, all
Yeah.
shelter, food, clothing. That's the easy shit. No, nigga, I need money to get their heads right. You know what I'm
And
saying?
their life
Because
has never been normal.
no.
Their life has never been normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Prolific blood donor who saved 2.4 million babies, dies at 88. James Harrison of Australia, whose blood had a rare antibody, donated over 1,000 times for over 6 decades, potentially saving millions of lives. He said he hoped someone would break his record. If you have rare blood type, most people don't know their blood types. I'm one of those. I include myself in most people. I don't know my blood type. It's something that I need to figure out. That's another thing on this long list of shit that I need to go through with my doctor and say, hey, how do I get the test? How do I find out what blood type I am? And then how do I bank up my blood if it's rare? Because I don't even know. I assume it's not because I've had surgeries and
Nobody was like, oh damn, she got that.
right.
She got that good
But
shit.
it'd be nice to know. It's one of those things that it's another one of those things that it would be nice to know for you when they ask you, when you are in an emergency situation and you're semi-conscious and they're asking you these questions. That's one of the questions that is asked. So shout out to James Harrison for donating, for understanding the importance of his blood type and being willing to share that blood as many times as he did and save that many lives. Shout out to him.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's an Underground Railroad Experience Trail in Maryland.
Yeah.
You want to check it out?
I'm not. I just find it interesting. The context of that, where I saw it, was a person was going on a date and the person that they were going out with thought it would be interesting to do, and that person was not a black person. Hey man, if white people need to see it and do some things to figure some things out, by all means. I don't think that the experience should not exist. I just don't think that a lot of black folks are eager to have that type of experience, especially since we're really not too far removed from slavery, though this country would like to make you think that we are.
Mm-hmm. And that just reminded me of another thing from the nieces where they asked us if Graham was born during slave times.
Oh, wow.
So that's just like, we're at that. They're asking a bunch of questions. That question, I was like, I tilted my head. Gerasmo went straight in. She cleared everything up. Thank goodness she's because I wanted to get some jokes off, but Gerasmo did her thing and explained the difference in the time periods and all of that stuff. So
yeah.
Rest in peace, Roy Ayers. If you're not familiar with this artist, you are. First of all, now we'll correct you. You are, and just do your Googles. 1084, prolific. Oh my gosh! Everybody Loves the Sunshine is the most popular of his tunes, from my understanding. But if you do a deep dive into jazz, into soul mixed with jazz, you'll soon discover Roy is kind of the godfather of neo soul.
Yeah,
like he's like the I can't think of too many other artists that was doing what he was doing. Him and Bill Withers and them fusing jazz and funk and R&B. He's one of them. So definitely do your Googles, and it appears that he had been working and touring and performing, right up until he couldn't anymore. So that was, I hope that's a fulfilled life for him. I want to say that it is. And just know, Mr. Ayers, that your influence is felt. Definitely.
Yeah, he'll live forever with what he's done for music, period.
Mm-hmm. Dope shit. Jay-Z's countersuit against his rape accuser might be backfiring. J. Doe now says she was bleeding to drop in the suit and stands by her story. I've heard different perspectives on this, and I've kind of stayed away from it on just personally because it's at this point it's one versus the other, and I want to believe, but there's so much compelling shit on both sides that this is a touchy subject in itself. But after the anonymous Jane Doe accusing Jay-Z of raping her at an after party in 2000 dropped her lawsuit against him, the music mogul filed a countersuit. His suit alleges that she and her lawyer, Tony Busby, fabricated the sexual assault allegations to secure a bigger payday. But now Jane Doe is firing back with court filings asserting she stands by her story, even though she chose not to pursue the legal action. So on one hand, this is one of those things where Jane Doe, as a victim, I'm not going to have you out here telling people that it didn't happen. I just can't prove it. Is the stance that I'm thinking that she's taking here. Like, it may not be fruitful for me to continue this lawsuit against you because I don't have deep pockets. This lawyer costs money, and I can't pursue this. But at the same time, that's not me saying that it didn't happen, nigga. Like, slow down. I might not have all my memories together due to trauma or whatever the case may be. But I'm not saying that it didn't happen. So I want to be sensitive to that. Also, it's a double-edged sword pursuing this so late, so much later than when it happened. And I understand the reasons for that, and I want to be sensitive to that as well. But when you're looking at how these things are tried, there needs to be a different way. I don't know. I don't have the answer to that. But when you're looking for evidence and proof and shit like that, the interpretations of the law, something has to change in order to give our victims a little more a fair day in court when victims decide years later to, you know what, I'm not okay with fuck that. I'm suing this nigga, like, because it's affected my life. Like, it's never stopped. I'm a victim. I became a victim at this age. I'm 30 now. I'm starting to realize this shit has been fucking me up for 20 years or whatever the case may be. I just feel like we need better laws in place to help victims.
We absolutely do. And, in civil court and criminal court, there needs to, that's the part that's difficult for me, is like, no matter what is happening with this, the alleged victim is in a terrible position.
Yeah.
And it doesn't help that the story was retracted. And then because it's hard when you stand firm on it in round one. It's very difficult. I think that the good that can come out of this is that we might examine as society how this goes, how we think about these cases, and hopefully it shifts enough minds who end up in the room where they're deciding on what the facts are and what the resolution should be. Hopefully enough minds change so that it's not so difficult for victims moving forward.
Absolutely. It's a good article. It goes very deep. This is in Digital Music News. If you want to do your Googles, you can read more into it. Let's move on. For decades, a doctor refused to charge patients who couldn't pay when he couldn't pay. His patients came to his aid. Dr. Michael Zollicoffer, known affectionately by his patients as Dr. Z, is a 66-year-old private family practitioner, not rich, not in money. He says he is pretty much broke, but flush with job satisfaction. He says, I love people. I love to see a rash. If you say you got a rash, I'm going to find you because I love a bump on your head, is a quote.
You fucked up? I love it.
The infectious spirit is part of what sets him apart. He is unbelievable because you'll never meet another person like him, quote one of his patients. Another of if his patients cannot pay, that is okay with Dr. Z. He'll say something to the effect, forget that dollar bill. I'm going to see you no matter what. You walk in the door, you will be seen. You bring your grandma with you, I'll see her too. But here's what's even more amazing. In the nearly 40 years since Dr. Z has been practicing, he's never taken a real vacation. He tells every patient they can call him 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. One of the patients said, I have his cell phone. Another patient added, he's always available. He may be a superhero, but he's hardly invincible. And a few months ago, he was diagnosed with cancer. He says he's got 2 separate cancers, one renal and one rectal. But he says he won't give up. To add insult to injury, Dr. Z didn't have his because of paperwork issues with the Medicare plan. There was a whole series of snafus, but the bottom line is he had no way to pay for his radiation treatment. That is until his patients turned the tables on the ever-giving doctor. Dr. Z will not give up on you, so we damn sure ain't giving up on him, one of the patients said. Whatever needs to be done to save Dr. Z, we're going to do it collectively. So collectively, the patients started a crowdfunding campaign. Nearly 1,000 people contributed, raising more than $100,000. Today, his prognosis is good. He got his insurance back and now plans to funnel any money left over from the crowdfunding campaign back into the community. This is just good shit, Miss Janelle. Good shit all the way around.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dr. Z. Shout out to the many patients and lives that he's touched. And this is an example of reciprocal love. Just to go to your point, I think it was a week ago or maybe 2 weeks ago, just like how to be of service. This is one of those things. This is one of those areas in which you can be of
real
service.
Community.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And that's the Jive News. Good shit. We were able to fit all of it in.
We're not going to shout out Dwayne Wiggins.
Oh, my bad. I did not pull that up. Yes. Rest in peace, Dwayne Wiggins. Dwayne Wiggins, founding member of Tony. Brothers. Raphael and Tim?
Tim, yeah. Tim is, I think they're cousin.
Tim is the cousin. Okay. If you're not sure of the whole story of Tony, I encourage you to do your Googles there. Their history in R&B music and their impact in R&B music is still being felt to this day. Born out of the New Jack Swing era, but really transforming R&B beyond New Jack Swing, playing in different genres, playing in different eras. They have albums that focus on 70s style music. They have albums that focused on 50s and 60s. They were just one of those bands and a band, okay? A fucking band that just took the world by storm, at least in the R&B arena. The writing skills of both Raphael and Dwayne are incomparable in my eyes. They're right up there with your Jimmy Jams and Terry Lou, to me.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't feel that impact until you see it elsewhere, because there wasn't a lot of light shined on the tracks that they produce. Just a side note, Kissing You by Total. There's nobody was in the video to tell you that that Tony played a role in that song. But that's just one example. But they really have a foundation of very solid, strong, and talented musical prowess. Shout out to Dwayne for making it through that last tour. I am so grateful, personally and selfishly grateful that I was able to see them on tour, and it just warms my heart that they were able to do that. I assume this is just an assumption that maybe the family knew, and let's do it one more time. But even if they didn't, still, I'm grateful as fuck for being able to see that show. It was amazing.
Yeah. I saw an interview that Raphael Sadiq had on the Breakfast Club, and he was saying that one of Dwayne's favorite things was the part of Whatever You Want where you say, just as sure as my name is Dwayne.
Mm-hmm.
And in the text I was like, damn, Dwayne is gone. And because since I've heard that song, because I fuck with it, that's my favorite part of it.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, that's fire that was his favorite shit, because I've always called him that since that song has come out.
Absolutely.
But you're right, their influence is so strong. the talent is so deep. Um, but again, he'll live forever with what he's blessed the
Oh yeah,
world with.
yeah,
And I just hope that the family finds comfort and peace in this time.
absolutely. Wanted to talk Paradise. I need y'all to finish because we need
Mm.
to talk it. Um, I have very strong opinions about the last two episodes, and so I can't
Okay.
wait to talk to you about it. So
Okay.
let's make sure we do that. I'll reach out to C Major and make sure that if he, I'm not gonna say make sure if he has time. I keep talking like I can make him do shit, but really, baby girl runs the show. So if
Yes.
let me talk to my niece and see if she'll allow
Mhm.
C
Mhm.
Major to finish Paradise so we can have a group discussion. I think it would be fun to have that kind of conversation. I think it's one of those shows you haven't that's taken a certain group of folks by storm. And so it'd be a
Mhm.
cool, fun conversation for us to have.
All right. All right.
All right. As always, thank you to our Patreon folks. Really appreciate you supporting the product. You'll get this episode first thing Monday morning. We'll get this out to you in video form. Shout out to all the YouTubers that are subscribing. Please continue to send us feedback. I am new to publishing on YouTube. If you can't find it, send all of that feedback to any one of us. Let us know. I'm trying to fix it. I'm trying to figure out ways to make it easier for y'all to find our channel and find our content. I rearranged some things, so I think the audio only should be hidden. It should be hidden, so you're only seeing the video shit right now. And check us out on YouTube at Reals and Feels Pod. At Reals and Feels Pod on YouTube is where you can find those episodes, and they'll be. I think I've been pretty consistent about getting those out on Tuesday afternoon, and then the audio as well, sometime Tuesday evening, early Wednesday morning. Um, for those of you who are listening audio only, for my drivers out there, for my people that's out there on foot and gotta, you delivering packages, whatever the case may be, you can't put your eyes on the video. We're still providing that as well. But definitely for those of you who are trying to find us on YouTube, please keep giving us feedback. I'm trying to figure it out, and it's a 3-person show. We don't have a staff.
We don't have a machine.
You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, 4-person show. I
Absolutely.
don't want to not include Blue Hayes, who's works diligently on the audio. Um, it's a 4-person show. We all have full-time gigs, and we're all trying to manage. We're trying to keep a good, happy work-life balance.
Mhm.
So, in order to do that, we're just trying to figure it out the best way we can, and we enjoy providing the show for you, and we want to keep doing that for you. We want to make sure that you're able to get it in the easiest way possible. So YouTube at Reals and Feels Pod. On Instagram, you can find us at Reals and Feels. On TikTok at T Greasy for some strange reason, but it's there now. So
I just want to close with because I've been closing with auntie shit because I don't really want y'all to talk to me on social media.
okay, let's do it.
But just a little reminder on the community note. Get yourself and your family's library cards. Um, Knowledge and information are heavily under attack. Funding comes from the fact that the community needs the library. Your cities, your counties, and your states understand that the library is needed by the number of library cards that are distributed. So do that. If you like to read, absolutely, you can find everything you need. You can download books for free. Don't let any of these other apps and shit tell you that you can get with us for $1 and some change. Library, you can download your books for free. You can get audio books for free. You can get other media. You can get music. Um, you can get cake pans, sewing patterns, uh,
It's a lot. It's a
tax
lot.
assistance. But utilize your libraries because they're coming after the books that your kids can read at school. Um, they're coming after everything. They don't want us to be an informed population electorate. Um, so you can push back against that, but step one, get yourself and your family some library cards. Let them know that you need the library that's in your community.
Real shit. I know ours has a studio. So rappers getting their shit off at a library,
Yeah.
you know, with instruments and shit. So check it out. I haven't been in a while. I need to check it out because Beakus told me about the studio, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Okay, I need to go check that shit out. So definitely check it out and understand that these services will go away if we don't utilize them, if we don't show a demand for them. Appreciate that, Miss Janelle. Get well, C Major. Hopefully, we'll see you next week. Take care.
Man.
Take care of yourself. I know it's a dangerous time for you and I to be outside. Benadryl, whatever, whatever other allergy hit, whatever histamine shit that you taking, stock up. Stock up. I went to a big box store the other day, bought 2-3 packs, $400 trip. But
you gotta do what you gotta do.
Gotta do what you gotta do, man. Gotta do what you gotta do. Until next time, thank you for tuning in.